Once again, hello everyone. My name is Yolanta, and I'm very excited to have you here. And raise your hands if you want to be seen. There are a few, thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Niroshi and Sudha. There are a few people I can't see your faces. It would be lovely to see you, but I understand there may be technology that we can't see each other. I'd like to introduce Niroshi. I've already done it before. She is here, my assistant, and she will be helping me with talking to you. So she will be active on the chat. And so can we make a small commitment tonight? And can we have an open mind? Raise your hands. Great. That's beautiful. And so can we rock 100%? What I mean by that, lean in, engage, ask question, and share. But we can only share through the chat, and that will be limited. So I apologize for that. Technology. And so can we also commit to having fun tonight? Awesome. Okay. So I'd like to share my slideshow. Now I can't see you guys now. Yeah, I'll see you. I see you now. Okay. I'm gonna hide this. Can you see the welcome slide? Yes, awesome. Okay, so we are in business now. Just trying to push that away from my slide here. Okay, so I love that the idea that you are here, because what it's telling me about you, that you're willing to put your time and energy into you, and that's I love being around amazing people doing amazing things. And because you are here, I know that you want to build your brand, you want to better yourself as an architect, and you want to expand your leadership and make a bigger impact in your world, which is wonderful. I'm still struggling with the slides here. Okay, let's move on. So today I'm going to share with you 3 biggest mistakes architect entrepreneurs avoid making. And this is their superpower, allowing them to turn their genius, their architect genius, into success. So many architects I know are doing amazing things. And if I can help them to create even more impact, this will make me even more happy. I have been in the architect game. It's not recording, I don't think so. I have been in the architect game for over 30 years, and I have achieved few wins. And let me tell you, for the first 10 years, things were happening for me, but I wasn't doing it consciously. I had many blind spots that I wasn't aware of. And, we keep thinking we know it all. And because we have results, but we don't know what we don't know. And who can relate to that? Awesome. So, and so I started to explore what else I'm not aware. And the first journey, I started to explore the business and finance world. And this created a big shift in my thinking and in my bank account and in my confidence. So I started doing things more consciously. But let's be honest here, I made a lot of mistakes on the way, because this is a part of the learning. We do mistakes, we take risks. And in the last 6 to 8 years, I took my education into another level. And I went to ask coaches, can you show me what are my blind spots? Because I want to achieve even more. And so that really changed my game. And so if you are trying to move in your career, and if you're unsure how to do it, or want to start your business but don't know how to bring your clients, lead teams, or simply keep life in balance, or you have been in business for a while and want to scale your business, have skilled teams so you can step out from daily tasks and do something what matters to you. This is a perfect class for you. And my presentation will tell you all you need to know about growing you, your team, and your business. And I also share with you bonus. I'd like to share with you the what is called critical alignment model, 4-dimensional thinking. And this model is a game changer, specifically if you want to go a step into leadership and in business. And I teach this model in my Design Architect Success program that I developed. So, but I'll tell you more about this later. So let me first of all tell you the agenda of today. So I want to start with the purpose of this presentation. I want to share my story, but not all of the story, just the relevant bits to make my point. And the 3 biggest mistakes architect entrepreneurs avoid making. It's a game changer. And I also mentioned a little bit about Design Architect Success Entrepreneur program that I put together. And we have some time to answer questions. Now I should be checking. I probably look at the faces. She will wave to me if she wanted to say something. Okay, so what is the purpose of today? It's to provide you with the Architect Success framework so you can stop burnout, unlock the future you, and start creating the success that you want. How does that sound? All good so far? So if you're committed, type in the chat success. Awesome. Because I know the more success you have, you can make more significant impact in your life, in the life of your people, in your family, in your close community, and also in the community you serve, in a larger community. And that's what we want, don't we? So I want to open with the question to you. Who here had blamed the system for having to work long hours and not growing in areas that matter to you? Type me in the chat. And we all gone through this. I've gone through this, and I know I did. So what if you had a simple framework that allows you to take control of your architect success destiny? A framework that gives you clarity on every step you do, knowing that what you do matters to you, gives you certainty because you have a strategy to achieve consistent results. Does that sound like that would be a word of 60 minutes of your time tonight? Awesome. So who here is familiar with cause and effect model of thinking? Yeah, those people who I see say yes. And who here would love to create consistent results in life and business? Yes, we all do. And so finally, who here would love to feel empowered and do work that matters to them? Okay, so let's look at what is your big, scary dream? And I want you to reflect on that. Perhaps you want to make a difference in your life and the lives of others. You want to know that your life matters and that you've done everything possible to realize it. Whatever it means to you, it is important that you take that journey. Take a moment, see, feel, and hear what you want to create in the next 12 months. What is your intention? Write it down on a piece of paper. These are some of the most important things that we all must do. We can't just cruise. We need to know where we're going. So the next question that I want to ask you, what must you master to get there? And in fact, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. So I want you to keep that paper close. So I want to share some statistics with you. And these statistics are from last year. 96.6% of architects experience burnout. 44.4% of architects were disengaged. 1 in 5 architects work more than 50 hours per week. An average wage for architect in Australia is 93,000 annually. And most typically is 47,000. Who here is shocked by these statistics? Yeah, I'm very shocked. And when I first put them together, I felt very emotional about this. And let me assure you that these statistics, the 21 wasn't just one bad year, because this trend has been building for many years. And so I'm sharing the statistic with you because it's time architects collectively decide whether we will continue the culture of long hours working to further reduce our hourly rate, or whether we want to make a change. Have you ever experienced burnout, doing the same old thing and hoping that one day you will cross the threshold to your greatness? It's a very profound question. And type yes in the chat if this sounds familiar. If architects continue the long hour working culture, they will be disengaged, feel burnout, and have no self-respect. But if architects decide to model the thinking of success and adopt the proven strategies of successful people, they will feel like they matter. And when they notice that they matter, they will start creating financial and lifestyle freedom. And it only takes a decision. Who heard about Brian Tracy? Yeah, he's a personal development guru. And he said, change your thinking, change your life. And this message resonates with me because if we blame others for our situation, we are victims. And the opposite of this is taking responsibility, which makes us winners. And when we win, we experience confidence, more results, and more fulfillment in life. And who wants to be the winner? Thank you. We all agree on that. So after 30 years in the business, I have found that architects' biggest challenge isn't creating a great design. It's a transforming architect culture from overworked to entrepreneur. And is it cool with everyone if I share my personal story at this point? Thank you. So my story is about how I found a way to stop burnout in an architect job and began building the success I dreamed about. Now, believe me, I've been there. I've felt the struggle of building architect success from scratch, and I experienced the burnout of working long hours, feeling exploited and unfulfilled. And so this was the thinking when I began my architectural journey as a young architect in a small architectural practice. I was unclear what I stand for. I didn't know what my values are. I was unclear what impact I want to create. Didn't know my mission, didn't think about this. I was just basically doing, because I didn't have a vision. And then I joined a larger organization, and I was often overworked and stressed. And one day I became sick. The first thing, I blamed my boss for giving me too much work, which meant I was a victim. Who resonates with that? Type yes in the chat. So this was my turning point. I decided to take responsibility for my life at that point. And once I took responsibility for my decisions, I felt more confident and I felt more respect. And I call it that this is when I changed my pathway. It was the beginning of my architect entrepreneurial pathway. And what I have done, I look around and I was interested in finance, trying to understand what finance means. And I was obsessed with becoming the best version of myself, meaning that I started to practice self-mastery, whatever that means at the time. I learned business skills and leadership skills. And so one of the benefits of adopting the architect entrepreneurial mind is that you take control of your destiny. You can design your pathway and you step into the future you now immediately without waiting 30 years. And let me tell you, having the mind of architect entrepreneur determines the distance between you and everything you want. Let me repeat it. Having the mind of architect entrepreneur determines the distance between you and everything you want. So are we ready to explore the mistakes most architects make? Ready to move on? Yes. So now I'm going to move into explaining what are the major mistakes. So the first mistake most architects make is not knowing finance. And it's not just architects. Financial illiteracy is a global pandemic. I like to use that word now. I've seen so many architects lacking financial knowledge, and that is what stops them from taking action. So who is familiar with Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Love that. Yes. I happened to read that over 20 years ago when it first came out. I jumped into that book and I realized how in a simple way Kiyosaki explained the essence of, how do we can create the freedom. Freedom meaning that we have finance and we can make decisions based on that freedom. So he explained the 4 areas how money is generated, how income is generated. So the first one is employee. So basically, and majority of people around the world are employees. We trade time for money. The next one up is self-employed. And it's really not much difference. The only difference is that we become our boss and we have to find the work for ourselves and find the clients. We still trade time for money. And the third one is business owner. The business owner starts to leverage time because there are more employees in the company and they generate profit, and that profit comes to the profit of the business. So the business owner has additional money that he didn't have time to do it all. But the best position, and all wealthy people want to be in, is being an investor. Investor is someone who invests their wealth, the money, and the income is generated passively. So that's the aim. And so after reading the book, I've applied it to my life, and I happen to be in a well-paid job. And so I use the cash flow generated in my job to create investments. And so I build up the portfolio of investments. And over time, I was able to become my own developer. And that was my dream. I happen to hold another degree, property development. And so I put the 2 together. I became my own architect and developer and had some fun on the way. Any questions, Niroshi? All good?
Yeah, all good. You can't hear us, correct?
Let's move on. So the second mistake most architects make is that not knowing self-mastery. So what self-mastery means and why does it matter? So let me tell you, architect's role is to be a leader. So when it comes to leadership, we must begin with ourselves, because if we want to empower others, we must first understand what is creating our experience. So what it means, self-mastery, is to be able to manage our emotions. It's knowing who we are and what is important to us. What are our values? It's having clarity on the goals, having clarity where we're going, understanding the vision, and being able to take consistent action towards that goal. It also means being resourceful, making better decisions, and being resilient. And I teach how to practice self-mastery in my Design Architect Success Program by giving you tools and helping you to define your vision, your values, and to define your goals, which are aligned with your vision and values. Build resilience. And also, very important, learning the high performance tool habits, because high performance, with those habits, we can stop the long hours working, because we can create the behavior that will give us better results. How's that sound? And I wonder if I have a visibility that maybe some more people wanted to come, but I haven't got the visibility. It just came to me now. But anyway, if they're late, they're late. So let's move on. And here I wanted to share with you, this is a bonus, the very powerful 4-dimensional thinking model, which is also known as critical alignment model. And once I've learned that model, I've realized how powerful it is. And specifically, I was at the time in a leadership position, and how powerful it is to improve the behavior of everyone and fulfillment of everyone in a team. So so the old way, it was primarily about doing. So let me explain that. So for example, most architects leaders, when they hire the team member, they look at their skills and they let them do it. And the attitude there is a swim or sink. There is little or no support. And when the team member realizes that they might have some issues with maybe they don't know about something, then they become unsure, and their anxiety rises, and the people leave. Alternatively, they stay and they work long hours. And that's where the burnout comes from. In a new way of thinking, with the critical alignment model, it's about looking at the challenge from 4 different perspectives and asking different questions. And so when the new member faces a challenge, new member on a team, this model helps them to think and ask the right questions, because the goal is to identify the gap in their thinking, in their skills. And so now it's very simple. They can ask the question, they can ask for support. And so why is that important? It is important because new members are growing and they become more and more valuable to the organization. They feel fulfilled and they feel that they matter. And so the next slide is quite intense, but I wanted to add more depth into the model. And so I put in the background, it's the football field, because architect entrepreneurs organize their business like a football field. The space is well defined and all players have clarity on why they do what they do, how they do what they do, what they do, and who is doing it. So there is a place for discussion, but everything relates. It's all defined. And the way the leaders can give feedback, it's constructive because it relates into the field, into the game rules. And if we want to achieve something, we don't have to polish it forever, because we know that this is the benchmark. That's what we want to meet. And if we have ideas to expand it, then we can bring it to the team and discuss it, whether we want to take it to another level. So again, in my program, in Design Architect Success Program, I teach more how this model applies to business, to career development, to communication, to leadership. It's all in the program, and it's very valuable for creating success. So my mission is to guide and support architects who want to build a profitable business, become influential, and expand the world through a meaningful contribution. And whatever it means to you, because you might be in a different point of your career. You might be graduates, you might be architects who have a few years under the belt and they want to step up to leadership. Maybe you are an architect who want to start your own business. Or maybe you have been in business and want to scale it because you want to step away from daily tasks and do other things, have more freedom, more balance in life. So I would like to share with you what Design Architect Success Program is. It's a 6-step roadmap. It's called Design for a reason. And so the step number 1 is about designing mindset, because when we start elevating our thinking, we will allow to bring more skills and more habits. Step 2 is environment. It's about creating high performance culture, in a culture for yourself and for your team, for your business, wherever you might be, which is in alignment with values and vision that you've determined that you want. Step number 3 is about services. It's about creating your unique product so you stand up in the marketplace. Step number 4 is identity. And identity is about your confidence. It's building your personal brand, who you are. So you have a strong identity in the marketplace. Step number 5, call it golden experience. But everything, your business, your success depends on your clients. And so we will be talking about strategies to create unforgettable client experience. So they become your raving fans and they go out in the world and talk about you. Or they might come back with another job. And the last step is networking, because this is when we're going to learn about the power of synergy with like-minded people. It's when we start to collaborate and create even more experience for ourselves. Overall goal of this program is so you reach your future identity faster and start working towards that. Trust you like that. I wish I had someone like this telling me 30 years ago. And I want to bring a couple of people that I worked before. Anna was a planner. She was a very successful planner, but she had a dream. She wanted to have her own business. And not a planning business. She wanted to start home styling business. So you can imagine the doubts that she had at that point of her career to break away from what she was doing to move into the business. So I worked with her and now she's running successful business. I also worked with Ed. She's a financial planner and she was stuck in a job without any prospect to grow and to step up. And she was uncertain, lacking confidence. And so we worked on that. And she actually achieved more because once you see that confidence coming, you want more in your life. And she wanted to find love. And we worked on that as well. And she married last year. She found the right person for her. She's very happy. Okay, so let's go back to mistake number 3. Is not knowing business and leadership skills. And I've seen it myself, and I was one of them as well. And it's understandable because architect education, it focuses on design and visual and technical representation to guide construction. So that's the main focus of education. But we know when we step into the office of architecture that architect business is so much more. And to stop overworking and become successful, architects need to expand their knowledge in the business arena. They need to learn to skills like team building, leadership, communication, delegation, feedback giving and receiving, and high performance habits. These are the skills that are fundamental to create success in any profession, but very important in architects' lives. So they're not pigeonholed in the corner and just drawing and focusing on doing this design. They can actually be engaged in a larger game. So, to recap, it comes down to the three primary commitments if architects really want to win the game, architect game. It comes down to financial literacy, self-mastery, and business and leadership skills. So you are here today, so I know that you are ready to move on to another level. You are looking for something that will bring you the success that you want. And so your next level of commitment is learning. And I do want to champion you because you deserve to be champion. Architects spend at least 6 years at the university and they learn a vast amount of knowledge. They're very skillful. But the world requires that architects need to know much more. And it's not necessarily covered in an education system. And so, before I finish, I would like you to reflect. And I'm going back to the cause and effect model of thinking. In life, we either follow the red line, we let others decide for us, or we follow the green line and we take responsibility for our life. And my question to you is, which line do you follow? Are you on the pathway that leads to burnout, frustration, and low self-esteem? Or are you on a highway to create your financial and lifestyle freedom? And if I choose the percentages from the earlier statistics, 96.6% of architects follow the red line. And that's painful. So if you resonate with any of these what I've covered tonight, and you would like to explore your next step, perhaps you want to grow your career, become a better leader, or maybe transition from full-time job to being a business owner, or even scaling your business. Wherever you are, I would love to help you. It is your choice, but you know that if nothing will change, you will stay where you are. And if you choose to align with the compelling version of yourself and wanting to design your future you, I can help. I invite you to book a free vision call and let me be your guide and help you to get clarity on your goals and clarity on your blockages. And let me help you draft your roadmap to success. It's been an honor to be with you tonight. Any questions? No, I'm trying to, it is difficult as it is.
I just want to say, Yolanta, thank you so much on behalf of everybody, although you can't hear us. Sergio, you can come off mute and share.
So Niroshi, is it possible that you could share the link in the chat? Niroshi will drop a link to my Calendly, and you're welcome to book your session, free session. Now I've realized that maybe there were more people coming, but because I wasn't really looking at participant box, I didn't know how to find it then when I was sharing screen. Maybe some people have walked away. If there are any questions, people are leaving now. So it's only 3 of us left here.
Yes.
I opened the Calendly.
It's all good.
Open the
Don't know
Calendly.
what the time is.
Yeah.
We finish early. And so thank you very much for coming. Great to see you, Sergey.
Yes.
And I don't know what's happening. Something happened with Mike.
All good. All
Maybe
good.
All good.
because
All good.
because
Well
of
done.
last night. I have to, because I had another masterclass last night. Yeah. I have to check it. Technology, it's not my best friend.
Great, Sergey, you came. Thank
But
you.
always something.
Yeah, I was really glad, like how it was very cool. Yolanta, you're very cool. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you.
Yeah. I think in the recording, she'll be able to hear us.
Thank you
Yes,
for coming.
absolutely.
I stop recording now.